Hello, good morning. Say good morning. Say good morning. Good morning. It's not morning, it's 1. I always am like, good morning, and it's never morning. Guess who we're with?
Oh, look at
Baby Braxton is so big now. So big. Hi. Hi, can you give a smile? Can you smile for me? Can you smile? Good boy. So Aliza just had her 6-month update, and he gave her medicine for her acid reflux, and he's concerned about her motor skills, so early intervention is going to come assess her. She had to get 4 shots and then drink another antibiotic, another vaccine, but she was really good about it. She cried for like until I picked her up, and then she was fine. Nice burp. Nice burp. So yeah, we're hanging out here. We're gonna watch Braxton for a little bit when she goes to work. His eyes look so blue in this light.
I know.
His look like Aliza's. Oh my goodness.
He loves the camera. Look at him.
You want to look at yourself? She loves it too, so she can look at herself. You love that? You love that? So yeah, that's what's good in the hood. I just ordered some wings, and we're of course watching Grey's Anatomy because that's all we ever do with our lives. Bums. Bums. Guess who just woke up from a nice nap in Braxton's swing? It's so funny because she won't go in the swing I bought her. She won't go in any swing, but for some reason she must have been really exhausted because I put her in here to eat. And I was like, you're just going to have to sit in there for a few minutes and fuss. But she went right to sleep. You want to get out? Come on. Come on. This won't come undone. Come out. Good morning. Good morning. Come on. Come on, let's find Braxton. Let's find your best friend. I found him. Look at yourself. He loves this. She does too. They like to look at themselves. Oh, you smiling at Aliza? Is that your best friend? Yeah, she's... What are you doing, Mr. Braxton? What are you doing, buddy? Are you jumping? Are you jumping? Miss Lazy Pants is sleeping. Not still, again. She's very sleepy today because she got shots. Hi, handsome. Hi, buddy. Hi. Oh. Hi, Brady. No, none on my lap. Ew, don't lick me. You stay right there. I pet you. I'll pet you. Yeah. Are you having fun? Are you happy? Are you so happy I put you there? She is so cute. Yeah. Am I Aliza? Am I Aliza? No, I'm Mama. You're Aliza. Are you Mama? Are you Mama? No, I'm Mama. You're Aliza. Yeah, you're Aliza. I'm Mama. No, you're Mama. You're Mama. No, I'm Mama. You're Aliza. It took me a long time to understand where he came from. The little prince, who asked me so many questions, never seemed to hear the ones I asked him. It was things he said quite at random that, bit by bit, explained everything. For instance, when he first caught sight
of my airplane. I won't draw my airplane. That would be much too complicated for me. He asked, "What's that thing over there?" "It's not a thing. It flies. It's an airplane. My airplane." And I was proud to tell him I could fly. Then he exclaimed, "What, you fell out of the sky?" "Yes," I said modestly. "Oh, that's funny." And the little prince broke into a lovely peal of laughter, which annoyed me a great deal. I like my misfortunes to be taken seriously. Then he added, "So, you fell out of the sky too. What planet are you from?" That was when I had the first clue to the mystery of his presence, and I questioned him sharply. "Do you come from another planet?" But he made no answer. He shook his head a little, still staring at my airplane. "Of course, that couldn't have brought you from very far." And he fell into a reverie that lasted a long while. Then, taking my sheep out of his pocket, he plunged into contemplation of his treasure. You can imagine how intrigued I was by this hint about another planet. I tried to learn more. "Where do you come from, little fellow? Where is this, where I live, of yours? Where will you be taking my sheep?" And after a thoughtful silence he answered, "The good thing about the crate you've given me is that he can use it for a house after dark." "Of course, and if you're good, I'll give you a rope to tie him up during the day, and a stake to tie him to." The proposition seemed to shock the little prince. "Tie him up? What a funny idea. But if you don't tie him up, he'll wander off somewhere and get lost." My friend burst out laughing again. "Where could he go?" "Anywhere. Straight ahead." Then the little prince remarked quite seriously, "Even if he did, everything's so small where I live." And he added, perhaps a little sadly, "Straight ahead you can't get very far." That was how I learned a second very important thing, which was that the planet he came from was hardly bigger than a house. That couldn't surprise me much. I knew very well that except for the huge planets like Earth, Jupiter, Mars, and Venus, which have been given names, there are hundreds of others that are sometimes so small that it's very difficult to see them through a telescope. When an astronomer discovered one of them, he gives them a number instead of a name. For instance, he would call it Asteroid 325. I have serious reason to believe that the planet the little prince came from was asteroid B612. The asteroid had been sighted only once by telescope, in 1909, by a Turkish astronomer, who had then made a formal demonstration of his discovery at an international astronomical congress. But no one believed him on account of the way he was dressed. Grown-ups are like that. Fortunately, the reputation of asteroid B612, a Turkish dictator ordered his people, on pain of death, to wear European clothes. The astronomer reported his demonstration in 1920, wearing a very elegant suit, and this time everyone believed him. If I've told you these details about asteroid B612 and I've given you its number, it's on account of the grown-ups. Grown-ups like numbers. When you tell them about a new friend, they never ask questions about what really matters. They never ask, what does his voice sound like? What games does he like best? Does he collect butterflies? They ask, how old is he? How many brothers does he have? How much does he weigh? How much money does his father make? Only then do they think they know him. If you tell grown-ups, I saw a beautiful red brick house with geraniums at the windows and doves on the roof, they won't be able to imagine such a house. You have to tell them, I saw a house worth 100,000 francs. Then they'll exclaim, what a pretty house! So if you tell them, the proof of the little prince's existence is that he was delightful, that he laughed, and that he wanted a sheep. When someone wants a sheep, that proves he exists. They shrug their shoulders and treat you like a child. But if you tell them the planet he came from is asteroid B612, then they'll be convinced, and they won't bother you with their questions. That's the way they are. You must not hold it against them. Children should be very understanding of grown-ups. But of course, those of us who understand life couldn't care less about numbers. I should have liked to begin the story like a fairy tale. I should have liked to say, once upon a time there was a little prince who lived on a planet hardly any bigger than he was, and who needed a friend. For those of you who understand life, that would sound much more truer. The fact is, I don't want my book to be taken lightly. Telling these memories is so painful for me. It's already been 6 years since my friend went away, taking his sheep with him. If I try to describe him here, it's so I won't forget him. It's sad to forget a friend. Not everyone has had a friend, and I might become like the grown-ups who are no longer interested in anything but numbers. Which is still another reason why I've bought a box of paints and some pencils. It's hard to go back to drawing at my age when you've never made any attempts since the one of the boa from the inside and the one of the boa from the outside at the age of 6. I'll certainly try to make my portraits as true to life as possible, but I'm not entirely sure of succeeding. One drawing works, and the next no longer bears any resemblance, and I'm a little off on his height too. In this one, the little prince looks too tall, and here he's too short, and I'm uncertain about the color of his suit, so I grope in one direction and another as best I can. In the end, I'm sure to get certain more important details all wrong, but here you'll have to forgive me. My friend never explained anything. Perhaps he thought I was like himself, but I, unfortunately, cannot see a sheep through the sides of the crate. I may be a little like the grown-ups. I must have grown old.
Miss Aliza is sleeping. She fell asleep to her bedtime story. She's so sleepy. She had vaccines today, and I guess that can make them sleepy sometimes. So she's been very sleepy all day. Huh. How beautiful. So we are going to say goodnight. I'm going to let her nurse a little longer, and then I'm going to start editing. So, as always, I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you are new here, please subscribe. If you're confused about the last clip, we've been reading The Little Prince. You can watch previous chapters in my previous vlogs. There are 2 others. I just read 2 chapters. Usually I read 1, but the first chapter was so short, I decided to read 2. And we will see you all again tomorrow. Dream big, Al. It's a kind and beautiful world. Mwah.